Let me give you some free information before I get started. If you got a credit card, here's how you avoid paying any interest. I don't care what your APR is. There's a billing date and there's a recording date. There's 2 dates. Most of you only know about the billing date. So, what you're going to do is call your credit card company and ask them about the second date. I'm aware of the billing date. What's the recording date? When they tell you, hey, what's that other date that they check on the balance? That's normally 3 to 5 days apart from the billing date. Know both dates. Make sure your balance is at 0 on the recording date. And you'll never have to pay interest no matter how much you use the card during the month. You'll never have to pay interest on your credit card again. Just call your credit card company and find out the 2 dates, the billing date and the recording date. Find out the recording date and make sure all the money is accounted for by the recording date, and then spend again. Shit, you got $1,200, $1,500 in your pocket. You need to still hold on to it. Use that to pay off your credit card debt and then spend the money again right after that recording date. You have a billing date and a recording date. Make sure you don't owe no money on the recording date and you won't have to pay interest on your credit card no matter how much times you used it. They give you a $2,000 limit. Do your best to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 over that limit. Meaning, keep paying it back throughout the month so you can increase your utilization ratio. So then when you apply for a larger line of credit, they'll say, we gave him a $2,000 credit card, but this guy spends $7,000 every month. But by the time we do the recording date, always owes 0. So you're spending over 3 times that of the amount of money per the limit, but you never owe. Okay. We could trust this person with a $50,000 card, $60,000 card. They must know the game. But y'all be like, yo, we're going to spend less than that. And some of you doing so little, you can't get nothing because you got a slim file. You don't do shit to prove that you can be trusted if you do go in the hole, because part of having great credit is going in the hole. You got to go down that rabbit hole. They never teach you this. They have credit card redlining areas where they won't approve you for a larger line of credit or credit at all based on the zip code that you live in. So what you do, you get a FedEx UPS box, not a United States Post Office. It doesn't account for nothing. Or get a mailing address in your local city hall area. Just make sure wherever you get the new address, the median income is over $200,000 or well over $50,000 more than your income prior as far as being recorded. Because addresses are used as a major identifier of a person. It's connected to all your history, where they mail you your damn credit history. So for the record, you have a new mailing address in an area where the median income far surpasses the amount of money that you make per year in the neighborhood that you live in and the annual income in that neighborhood. So let's say you live in a neighborhood where the median income is about $40,000 a year, but you get a new mailing address in the city hall area or through FedEx UPS in an area where the median income is over $250,000 a year. You keep that new address for over 2 months, have everything forwarded to the old address, but keep that as a new address. And they'll look at it and say, shit, motherfucker came up, went from a $40,000 neighborhood, and he's still surviving 2-3 months later in a neighborhood that's the average income is $250,000. Or we could trust that person because they're in a neighborhood where the average income is $250,000 and they're coming from an average income of $30,000, $40,000. Yeah, let's boost the credit up 50, 75 points. And while we at it, if this person wants to get approved of a loan or something, yeah, let's give them more opportunities. Because what you don't know is when you're in certain neighborhoods, they can't alienate you or ostracize you based on your race, but they can deny you based on your zip code, which by default is alienating you based on your race. In which you could thrive properly as an adult. And that's why they call you minorities. Because in Black's Law's Dictionary, a minority is an adult that thinks in an adolescent state of mind, that needs a third party, or arbitrary means, force, to step in and facilitate tasks on your behalf because you're too incompetent to do it yourself. Hence the reason why you have certificates. Whether it's a marriage certificate or a birth certificate or even a death certificate, you need help to facilitate your birth and your death and your union. And a certificate is what? Security. What is a security? A security is a paper certificate that attests to ownership and equity, as in the case of a stock, or ownership of a bond, as in the case of a debt obligation which has tradable derivatives. What does all of this mean? What does all of this mean? Seriously. You know, if you owe too much taxes and you're married, they won't allow you to get a divorce. What does that have to do with your union amongst God and everything that you did and all your wedding vows and everything like that? But then people want to trip if you don't want to get married under their God. Pseudo God, because it's really about their Lord and the debt obligation. Because if there's a security, there's a certificate, which is an attestation of ownership and equity, which means someone owns your union. Someone owns the birth and the life of your child. Someone owns your death on the way out. And that's why they have QSIP numbers, which is a Committee on Uniform Securities Identification Procedure. You'll see a QSIP on the birth certificate. You'll see a QSIP on the death certificate. You'll see a QSIP on the marriage certificate. But fine. A new address is a positive item. A new phone number, a new email is a positive item. A new business trust is a positive item. And you can have that reported and boost your credit. I know what I'm talking about. But you know what? I dropped out of school 10th grade and I'm too dark for the fucking knowledge. So I should just give it out for free because I'm too dark. Most of your teachers, when they was teaching something of substance, they were lighter than me. So the psychology behind that has me in this stigma when I'm teaching my people that I'm way too damn dark to teach that which they don't know. Because anytime they learn something of substance, it was from people that were lighter than me, who have a so-called degree. And I'm sick of being treated differently by my own people because of my complexion. I could disseminate this information in such a way, but use no vulgarity whatsoever, and people will say, you're speaking over people's heads. Don't nobody know what a mortgage hypothecation is. They don't know what a compendium is. Why are you talking over people's head? I can swag it out a little bit, and when I swag out the information, can't trust him. He too swaggy. That nigga in the streets. I'm not giving him no money. He sound like one of the niggas from the hood. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Just to be broke bitches. Nobody need that. We grown people. You don't have to play the game. Take your time. If you got to go into deep meditation and contemplation, continue to buy the bullshit sneakers that don't give you a return. People's stomach get queasy. Oh shit, I'm about to invest in myself. You didn't feel like that when you bought those sneakers you knew wasn't going to make you no money back. You didn't feel like that. You didn't feel like that. When you bought the jacket or the coat, you knew you wasn't going to make money back. You didn't feel like that when you went to someone's baby shower and bought a whole bunch of shit. You didn't feel like that. For every fit cap you bought, fit caps costing $40 or more. All the women you tricking on, the strip club money you throw up, your stomach didn't hurt knowing you was never going to get the money back. But the second a black person realizes, I'm putting this money up with the expectation to get a return, I don't know, it's just scary. But then look all over their damn house and see a bunch of shit they knew they was never going to get a return from. And look how happy they were. If we could just take pictures of their life every time they bought some shit that they would never make money off of, they were happy. They were happy. Every time they buy some shit that they can't make money off of, they have a peace of mind. They feel good. But let them have to invest in themselves. The possibility of them not getting the money back has them so scared, they do what? I'm going to just stick to buying shit that don't make me no money. I'm going to buy a house that they know I can't afford. You think these guys ain't slicker than you? You don't know what a mortgage hypothecation is? You don't know what robo-signers are? Of course not. Because they're not going to teach you the game because they're out here to manipulate you and abuse you. They're not going to teach you real estate in school. They don't even show you how to fill out your first time homeowner's application in school. How to fill out an application. They don't even teach you about credit in school. But you need it the second you get out. And by the time you finally get out of high school, your shit is probably horrible anyway. So you start learning by default the fact you have no choice but to. And these trash-ass people who repair your credit never talk to you about getting access to the money, which is weird to me. Because if we're going to repair your credit, how come we can't teach you to get access to it? The white flower. that chemically your body interprets as a small form of crack. Similar constitution. It just turns into sugar. And they suggest you put the milk in there. Plus milk. Cow's milk. With hormones in there. Hormones are instructions. Okay? Hormones come in your body. It tells your body what to do. So you got hormones going in your body from childhood because you're drinking milk from cows. Their instructions is, hey, you're about 65 pounds and we want to grow you into a 300, 400 pound animal. So when that goes into human beings' constitution, we wonder where the obesity comes from because your body is being told over and over from youth to become a 400-pound cow because hormones are instructions. Insulin is a hormone. You have a problem producing insulin, diabetes. You have a problem producing the instructions for the cells to open up their cell walls to allow glucose in the form of blood sugar to go inside of the cell so it can metabolize, create activity to facilitate its job. So if the cell walls don't open up because of the instructions from the hormone insulin, then the blood sugar in the form of glucose is suspended in the blood. And the first thing it does is destroy the nerves because as much as you need glucose, you just don't need sugar in excess in the bloodstream because then it becomes toxic or poisonous. Where they could have gave you healthier alternatives like spelt, kamut, amaranth, teff, just giving you some, quinoa maybe. But it still could spike your glycemic index a bit because it's still interpreted as sugar, quinoa, just not as much as the other ones. And the milk is allowed to have 750,000 somatic cells, a euphemism for pus, and 24,000 live bacteria before the Food and Drug Administration takes it off the shelf, and it's allowed to be pasteurized, a process in which they use radiation to prolong the shelf life of a product. Radiation incurs the stress of cancer. That's just the pus milk. Don't forget the instructions to become a 400-pound cow in a human body. We'll keep going, though. Hey, get your other credit services that don't suggest or confirm they will give you any money or get you access to any money, which makes no sense. The whole purpose of boosting that damn credit the way you need it should be to leverage it so you can get access to some money so you can invest in maybe consumer-friendly franchises for about $30,000, $40,000 so you can bring in an extra $60,000, $70,000 a year or more. Like, do something with the money so you can get off the damn clock because most of you are working 9 to 5s, which is 8 hours out the day and an hour to go to work and an hour to come back, which is 10 hours. And they say you should sleep 8 hours, but you probably sleep about the average of 6 hours, which is 16 hours. So 2/3 of your existence is dedicated to building someone else's dream. And you only got 1/3 of your existence left to yourself, which is to cook, which is to clean, to socialize. If you have children, socialize with friends, socialize with your lover, if you have a lover. Pray, read, meditate, travel, bathing. How about washing your ass, You can't do all 10 of those things with the other 8 hours that's left. So we're going to have to make sacrifices. No more reading, no more meditating, no more prayer, unless it's just a consecrated day out the week like Sunday or something, or Friday, depending on who you are, or Saturday. Well, can't have much of a personal life. You're going to have to sacrifice time with my children. Think about it. Because you're contributing so much time into someone else's dream, you don't have enough time to build your own. It will just always remain a dream. And then things are getting tougher and tougher. And Biden can give out a $13.6 billion loan in form of a bill to come to the aid of the Ukrainians, but no one gives a damn about us being subjugated for over 1,100 years per the trans-Sub-Saharan slave trade under Arab imperialism in Africa, and then being turned over to a better working slave model by the European or the Caucasoid, who has us enslaved over here damn near 500 years, and we can get no restitution. And we're looked down upon if we reprimand them for the lack of any restitution or compensation. And when the virus hit, the SBA loans, we could barely get any. And then those of us that got some, they scrutinize it to the point they can have us charged for federal offenses of fraud because we probably didn't read some of the fine print or the writing. But meanwhile, they gave most the small business money to the banks that are not small businesses. We can't catch a goddamn break. Our people are so upset with money because of their hardships that anybody that talks about money isn't a real man, isn't a real leader. I'll talk about spooky shit. You want me to talk about UFOs? Nothing wrong with that, though. You want me to talk about conspiracies, government plots, and Illuminati? Nothing wrong with that. Educate yourself by all means, but appropriate your time better, because if it's not paying the bills, you will get the chills. You feel me? I don't mind. Take the free information I give you and make that applicable. Use that and build. Do what you have to do. Build. We're not idiots. You can look up any word I'm talking about. You can look up the word compendium and look up the structure. Compendium. You can look up the word hypothecation. Why we always got to cry? I'm using the proper words because it's in that venue. And you'll get lost if you don't know the nomenclature. It's just disgusting. And we blame so many people for why we're in this situation. And I understand. But after a while, family, I mean, goddamn, after a while, we got to call a spade a spade. You could drop all the knowledge in the world, and rather than the person say, man, thank you for the free information, because at the very least, what I'm going to do with this free information is start making some of it applicable. I'm going to work on that new address. And when you get that new address, get a new phone number and also get a new email address. Start with the new phone number first, so then when you set up the new email, you use your new phone number. Then, after setting up the email address, when you get the new mailing address, you're going to use your new email and your new phone number, because you're going to need those in that order like that. Because the number 3 identifiers when you're looking at fixing your credit is change the phone number, change the email, change your mailing address, and create a whole new history attached. Create a whole new history attached to you. And do the right thing. And get a different phone for social media, because that's being used against you, because there's a social media score, and they see how many hours you put into social media for things that don't appraise for more, things that are not educational, things that make you a more educated consumer. You'll find yourself in a pool of people who spend X amount of time looking at certain sites. What is the likelihood of them going into debt? You find yourself into that CDA. It's called Consumer Data Aggregates. It's an aggregation. So they look at the predictability of the consumer to make a determination on how much credibility you have when it comes to loaning you anything. So they study behavior. And your behavior is used against you more times than you realize, because you don't know about CDAs. And one thing I've learned about our people is they will ask you for proof after proof after proof, and then be like, yo, so I'm going to come up with the money 6 months later. They'll talk to you for a half fucking hour, thinking they doing something slick, knowing goddamn well they ain't buying shit. So, and they think they being slick because I'm going to milk him for the money. I'm going to milk her for the money. Stop with this shit. You're a grown adult. Stop it. That's that mentality that makes sure you get nowhere. You get somewhere for a few minutes but go nowhere in life. That's the person cheating off the test, but forgetting that they need the information to thrive. So yeah, you got the answers from your friend. So short term, hey, you passed the class because you've been cheating off the test. Long term, you don't know how to make the information applicable because you don't know what the fuck's been going on because you've been cheating the whole time. Stop attempting to cheat. You're too old for this. Yo, Brother Polight. Thank you so much, Brother Polight. He taught me, he's my mentor. Don't matter. Let's go for a stranger in the comment section and let's believe them. Never mind the people with credibility that people know all over the world. Let's believe the stranger in the comment section. The trolls. You think people ain't... Yo, you don't know nothing about COINTELPRO? You don't know about covert operatives? You don't know about CPAC? George Soros? I'm giving you words and terms. Look up counterintelligence program, COINTELPRO. Look up CPAC and George Soros. How they fund trolls on the internet to sway people's judgment about other people that could affect change. SOROS. This is why my videos go down when they go up. Because if you're aware of these things and my videos are doing millions of views, then what? This is why they limit the amount of reach that I get to communicate with people. No, you care about strangers you never saw before on planet Earth. Never mind the millionaires that everybody knows about that puts the credibility on the line. Never mind them. Let's read a comment in a section from someone we don't know going against a black man teaching. That makes sense. And we secretly hope we find something wrong with somebody who's teaching the truth. It'll make us feel better because it'll lighten the burden of responsibility for us to effect change in our lives and in our family's life. Hopefully something's wrong with him so I can go back to being a goddamn Negro. Hopefully we can nitpick at something he does so I can disavow all the facts he's presented because facts make you accountable. Fix your situation. I wish the best for you. I hate to see our people struggling. And even worse, I hate to see people growing discouraged because they're falling for the games, but then no one else has nothing for them to offer them. Shit, I don't sell hope. I sell services that can improve your situation. Now, I always make sure that I teach every time I get on a live. I never just do no goofy stuff. I don't talk about other people. I'm not into that. I don't need to speak about other people to grow my following. I'm not into none of that goofy stuff. It's negativity. I'm not into gossip. I don't talk about other people. I don't speak ill of other people. I don't even like talking about things that's been going on at the Grammys and all. That's just not really me. I just like to build on the knowledge that I wish somebody would have shared with me so it could have saved me some time on earth. I'm 38 years old now. The least I could do is share with the people that's younger. And the least I could do is save the people that's in my age bracket and older before they die a miserable damn life and never got a chance to do the things that's quality on planet Earth. I don't want you guys to leave planet Earth with this nasty taste in your mouth about your existence. You should have the right to leave here and say, man, you know what? I came up. I ain't spent most of my time devoted to working for somebody else. I would like to contribute to that part of your paradigm. Control nothing, own everything. When we're young and we don't know much, we tend to put everything in our name. We get older, wiser, and wealthier. Get taught properly, you learn control everything, own nothing. You don't want nothing in your name. If you walk around here on paper and it looks like you broke, it's better than being wealthy on paper. But that's game, man. Talk to me nice. I love you guys. Word to everything. Blessings in abundance.